Welcome to Judge of Characters, where my cup of humanity is half full. We know Stephon Clark's name because, like the 224 people before him this year, Clark was fatally shot by police officers. The 22-year-old was in his grandmother's backyard in Sacramento, California, when two police officers responded to a 911 call about someone breaking windows. The officers spotted Clark, and while many rumors swirled about what happened to him, an independent autopsy requested by the family proved that he was struck 8 times out of the 20 shots that were fired, mostly in his back. One of those shots was even said to have hit him as he fell. While Sacramento exploded in protest to proclaim that Black Lives Matter, and many celebrities rallied around Clark's family financially, many people started digging into Clark's life, specifically his social media accounts. Tweets were found from 3 years before Stephon's untimely death, where he shared some unsavory opinions about Black women and Black babies. Black bitches, less than. I don't want nothing black but an Xbox. Got an exotic bitch, you would think I'm racist. If you're wondering why I wanted my son to be mixed with Asian, they 2 steps ahead.
I am triggered.
I have to unpack this a bit. He was just 19 when he wrote those tweets. But as hurtful and as ignorant as Clark's opinions were, problematic tweets don't mean that someone deserves to die. If that's the case, then your president's tweets, never mind. It's very easy to demonize and villainize Black victims by digging through their lives before their names became hashtags.
All of a sudden, everybody's Sherlock Holmes when a Black person gets shot.
We've seen it with Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray, and many others. Meanwhile, white victims get to be victims. Let me make it perfectly clear. You do not have to be the perfect human for your life to matter. And in the case of Stephon Clark, you don't even have to prefer me as your bae for me to recognize your death is unjust. There are plenty of people, and we all know who they are, who will try to justify his murder. However, we shouldn't ignore the irony in his hateful comments about Black women. Why do some men hate Black women so much? Black women are the very group that are marching for Stephon, and many other men like him. Stephon Clark had no idea that this would happen to him, and that his name would frequently escape the lips of the Black women he's tweeted against. However, a lot of Black women are upset and taking back their support. Let's look at the tweets. Shout out to Stephon Clark for hating the same Black women that are carrying the torch for his dead body. Stephon Clark's colorism or hate now makes his death in vain, because many Black women will back out of his individual case of police brutality or discrimination. I personally will never fight for someone who hates me. Unfortunately, this is normal for Black men. Yes, Stephon Clark's old tweets are messy. Should we put Clark's misogyny and rude jokes about Black women aside to fight against the racism that killed him? As a Black woman with Black nephews, I refuse to ignore an unarmed Black man shot down by police, regardless of his ignorance. This could happen to one of the Black men I love. This is about unarmed Black men being gunned down by police. This is bigger than Stephon Clark. Many of us are guilty of picking and choosing how and when to display humanity. The movement against police brutality often centers around violence against Black men. Men make up the majority of police shooting victims, so it's natural to focus on men in that regard. Despite being in the forefront of this fight and creating the movement, Black women are still pushed to the margins. Let Stephon Clark's old tweets be a lesson to the many Black men who refuse to champion Black women. I sentence Black men to fight for Black women, the way Black women have and always will fight for them. Black men, your lives matter, but don't forget that our lives matter too.
What's up? I'm PJ with The Root. We want to bring you more series and videos like this, and we need your help. Let us know what you thought below and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.